What do you thinking about Shaun Edwards' comments about taking over at Wigan? Shaun Lawless, I read Shaun Edwards' earlier comments and then his later ones during his interview with Dave Woods, and in my honest opinion, he is just enjoying toying with everyone. It's perhaps the most Shaun Edwards thing to be a little bit awkward and to make headlines. I think he likes that type of control and I think he will be enjoying it. Edwards will, in my mind, be the Wigan coach next year, in no doubt. Robert Kenyon, I think he's keeping his powder dry, that's all, out of respect for Adrian Lamb. If Edwards spoke of when he takes over next year, it may put more pressure on Lamb, and I think it's just a bit of coaching etiquette. I wouldn't think too much into it. No matter how Edwards' coaching career goes at Wigan, he will walk back into a job in Union, that's for sure. I wouldn't read too much into it. Darren Rudd, I would love to see Shaun Edwards back at Wigan and hope that we do next year as the plans are in place. But this must only be so if he is totally committed to the club and the rugby league code. I am not doubting his love of Wigan or ability to learn the intricacies of the modern game, but his recent comments seem to be setting the stage for him to announce that he may shorten his stay or that he has a better offer in Union. If that is the case, I would rather see us stick with Adrian Lamb, as his heart firmly pinned to his sleeve is 100% committed to our club. Jeanette Lusher, I believe that Shaun Edwards is a man of integrity, as proven by the fact that he wanted to honour his contract with the Welsh Roo for 2019. I am totally confident that he will be our coach in 2020. It is most certainly one of the greatest challenges in rugby league to be head coach at Wigan. The pressure and expectations of everyone linked to Wigan Warriors is immense. The scrutiny of the media and governing bodies to all matters Wigan-related is unrelenting. Cup final attitude and intensity in every game went all clubs wanting to beat Wigan. The preserving of our club's fame and glory and the continuance of our proud and successful history. Shaun will relish handling all of this, for it is far too tempting and appealing for a Wigan-born lad to resist. Shaun knows that this is an indulgent risk that he can well afford to take. He can have his cake and eat it, for he knows that at the end of the contract he will still be highly sought after in both league and Union circles. John Leone, I find it strange that a seemingly straightforward plan for Lamb and Edwards appears less certain by the week. Edwards' words are worrying for the future, and, if he doesn't want to fully commit to us, then my thoughts are he should withdraw from the position so we can sort out next year early, be it Adrian Lamb continues in the role or we have to find someone new. I don't think Wigan should ever be someone's second best, and if Shaun is missing rugby union before he's even left it, maybe he's not the right man for the job. Golden Point, are you a fan? Shaun Lawless, am I fan of Golden Point? Nope. I think in sport, there is a place for a draw. Sometimes it can be the fairest result. I also refer back to a game that, although it wasn't a league game, was the perfect draw, spoiled by Golden Point. Wigan v Brisbane World Club Series game. The ultimate draw, a late try for Wigan rounding off a very competitive and pulsating muddy game. However, that was spoilt by Golden Point, a game won by a nothing penalty from Joel Tompkins. At least we had the man of the people at that point to charge down the resulting penalty kick, illegally of course. Robert Kenyon, no, if both teams are drawing after 80 minutes then it should be a draw unless it's a cup or playoff game. With the league structure the way it is now, with fewer teams in the playoffs plus relegation, that 1 point may make a massive difference for a club. Darren Rudd, Golden Point for me leaves a bad taste in the mouth. Before the loss, we were discussing it in the stands and I said to my brother-in-law Lawless how it seemed wrong and the points should be split. But then Hull got the break and another piggybacked on field to take the prize. That is not to say that they did not deserve the win, as I think they did. They made us look most ordinary in our efforts with three halfbacks but no direction. Our pack was largely beaten, which must have hurt them in the review, but it would not have been justice if we had taken the 2 points. I would have cheered, don't get me wrong, but would have felt they were stolen points. Jeanette Lusher, I have never been approving of the golden point for a league game. I firmly believe that if, after 80 minutes, both teams are level, then a league point for each is the only fair outcome. I could be swayed a little should it be a golden try decider, for then it is more about skill, ability and defense rather than down to elements of good fortune as seen on Sunday. John Leone, I have never been a fan of golden point. It serves a purpose in cup games but is essentially nothing more than a drop goal competition. This is in no way a response to Wigan's loss to Hull. We didn't really deserve even the point we would have had at full time, so the fact we lost is irrelevant to the argument. If teams, particularly underdogs, work hard enough over 80 minutes to be level at full time, why rob them of that hard-earned point? Golden point will only bring more controversy when someone inevitably kicks a dubious penalty to win a game. A golden try might be more interesting, at least more entertaining, but I think this was one thing we should have left in the NRL, should Adrian Lamb play both Jared Samet and Morgan Ascare at London. Shaun Lawless, I have been very keen to avoid the calls for Morgan Ascare, but they are growing so loud that I may have to join in. My issue at the moment is, I don't think we have quite worked out our game plan when it comes to the interchanges. First week against St Helens, Bullock and Hamlin provided pace and power, which we didn't have against Hull last week. Add Samet to the bench like we did last week and he isn't the type of player to frighten tiring legs. For me, he is a starting halfback. Ascare will worry teams from the bench with his pace, I really get that, and I am a big fan. My biggest concern is whether we have a pack that can work with just 3 interchange slots with the new 8 interchange rule. However, to answer the question against London, yes, play Ascare, play Samet, play Adrian Lamb, but only if that is how we look to move forward in the season. A game plan, consistency and partnerships are crucial for Wigan over the next 2 weeks before we go to Warrington. Robert Kenyon, I would, why not? Samet will have a point to prove against his former club and Ascare deserves his chance. Both are exciting players to watch, and with London coming up from the division below, it may give them more a chance to showcase their attacking skills and hone them, maybe kickstart our attack. Darren Rudd, something needs a shake-up. I know it's early days and at a pre-season event, Lamb did comment that the first few games may be difficult and hinted at few wins until we got used to the new style of plays. I would give Ascare the full-back spot, and Samet the half-back role with Williams. Tommy off the bench for Powler, Lockers and Hardiker to the wing, giving Marshall some time to revise his defense. At the moment, we need some settled direction, and Samet could offer that, but without solid defense on the edges and an energetic, attacking fullback, we seem tame. Jeanette Lusher, yes, I believe he should. I felt we were lacking in pace against Hull, and Ascare can surely fill this void. Our halfback pairing, for me, is proving to be a nightmare. This game presents an opportunity to initially open with Samet and Williams before using Ascare off the bench. This would afford us the opportunity to assess how successful this different combination could be. Adrian knows that he must rotate his players to accommodate a lengthy season and to maintain a match-fit squad. We have had 4 tough opening encounters and certain players deserve a rest. I would rest Lockers and give Gabe Hamlin his well-earned chance at loose forward. I would introduce Liam Paisley in the second row along with Willie Issa, and my bench would be Luluai, Club, Navarrete and Ascare. John Leone, fans seem to see Ascare as the solution to all our problems. For sure he is an exciting runner, and maybe a good option off the bench, but in truth he isn't a patch on Hardiker, who has started very well for us, particularly under the high ball and in defense. Playing him just because we're losing is a change for change's sake. I would give Samet a game and rest either Powell or Luluai. And finally, there's a new London Broncos venue to visit this weekend. Where was your favorite of their past homes? Shaun Lawless, my favorite London Broncos venue has to be the Stoop. Not only did it boast Europe's largest bar, still not sure if that was true or verified, but it was proper clubhouse pre- and post-game. At the Stoop, you could watch the first team game and then go into the bar where there was likely to be entertainment in the form of a singer or a few hundred Wiganers several pints into the day's festivities, but there was often the under-19s game which followed the first team game. It really felt like an event rather than just a game. I am looking forward to seeing what Trailfinders has to offer on Sunday. Robert Kenyon, I always liked the Stoop in Griffin Park, that their London is a great place to watch rugby league. I wasn't old enough to remember them playing at Craven Cottage, but that would be somewhere I'd have liked to have watched Wigan v London, Fulham, Darren Rudd. My memory takes me back to a cold February night at Brentford 2002, a lovely little ground with a pub on each corner. Perhaps a little basic but intimate, and I really enjoyed the atmosphere there. Captain Andy Farrell more or less won the game single-handed as we came from behind to win the game. I have his shirt from the game and it always brings a smile and treasured memory. Jeanette Lusher, without a doubt my favorite ground was Twickenham Stoop. My weekend Sammy take accommodation with the Travelodge at Feltham nestled in an area where I could avail myself of the varied shops and dining options. On the day of the match I enjoyed visiting Eel Pie Island and Twickenham Rowing Club on the Thames. On arrival at the Stoop there was adequate parking and certainly bars and food outlets to tick all match day boxes. The welcome afforded to away fans was always brilliant, and stewards were most helpful indeed. The after-match bar and entertainment was great, and the camaraderie and respect shared by the two sets of fans was what rugby league is all about.